What's going on, everybody? It's the Daily Truth, the truth in 5 minutes or less. Let a couple people jump on. Once you get on, do all the things I tell you to do, like, share the video. This is where I give you something that's a little bit extra, a little positivity, motivation, inspiration for your day. Today's inspiration is from the movie Elf, and I want a couple more people to join. Sorry, it's a little dark in here. I'm down one of my lights because I'm using it to paint. I'm doing some painting for the holidays, like not house painting picture. Many people don't know this, but I actually went to college on an art scholarship. I actually have painting ability. Totally different conversation. Back at it. We're talking about Elf, Buddy the Elf, 20-year anniversary. And why does this have to do with truth? Well, a lot of people don't know this. There's a great interview done by Will Ferrel on a late night talk show a couple years back, and it resonated with me. It was 5 years ago. It was the 15-year anniversary is when this came out. I rewatched that interview, and you have to think about this from the lens of being Will Ferrel, and you have to think about it from the perspective of the fact that we all need to take risks. We need to be willing to take risks and look foolish. An old friend of mine, Arel Moody, I remember when he would give his motivational speaking to college students, he said, do you want to be cool and broke, or do you want to be a goofball and be rich and be willing to act out of the box, be willing to do something different? So if you remember 20 years ago, I cannot believe it's been 20 years, but anyways, 20 years ago, the movie Elf, Will Ferrel had just come off of a very good starting career on Saturday Night Live. That's where people knew who he was. And we think of Elf, we're like, yeah, it's Will Ferrel, big deal, big star. So at the time, the only two movies, actually this was the second movie, the only other movie was Old School, where he played, obviously, Frank the Tank, also kind of a goofball. So when he decided to be Buddy the Elf, the first 2 weeks of shooting were the scenes that were done in New York City. And I find I had to talk about Elf because of the anniversary, the fact that it was playing in the store I went to earlier, the fact that I watched it last night, and it's just fitting this time of year. There's no better, to me, top 3 holiday movie. I think it's the one I enjoy the most year after year, that and It's a Wonderful Life. Anywho, so think about this. This is somebody that was coming from a television career, trying to become a movie star, trying to be a great comedic actor. And he goes, so the first 2 weeks were being shot in New York City. And that was where they were doing all those scenes along. He goes, I am literally, people are like, hey, Will, they recognized him from Saturday Night Live. He's wearing yellow tights in the middle of New York City, hopping around in the street going, what am I doing? Either this movie is going to be a big deal, or it's going to be a gigantic flop, and people are going to be like, people were coming, like, he was afraid people were going to be like, are you okay, Will? Is everything all right? Like, you're dressed up in this fantastical clothing. You're dressed up like an elf coming from Saturday Night Live to now this character. And he goes, I honestly had no idea. I was either going to be a movie star after this, or I was going to be that guy, like, whatever happened to Will Ferrel? So the ultimate truth behind this is he took the risk, he did something, and he acted over the top. He even talked about the relationship with him and James Caan, rest in peace, one of the greatest actors of all time. So he talked about the fact that at the premiere, when they could tell that it was going to be a huge hit back in 2003, that James Caan went up to him in James Caan style and was like, I thought you were, every night he said, I kind of thought you were overdoing the part. But now that he saw it all together, he's like, I get it. Good job. So yeah, James Caan telling this younger actor, he was actually in his early 30s, I think, at the time. I looked at it last night when I watched it. So it's in his early 30s at the time. But this is what's telling you that in your life, there's going to be things that make you feel and look foolish. But if you are passionate about them and you're willing to take that risk, you never know what's going to happen. That's it. Take the risk, be willing to fail, be willing to look foolish, and know that in the end, even if it doesn't work out, you'll get back up again and do it again. So in respect to one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time, Elf, and Truth in 5 minutes or less, be willing to take risks, be like Buddy the Elf. If you got to wear spandex in the middle of New York City, you got to wear spandex in the middle of New York City. God bless. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, the truth will set you free.